Okay, we are asking for a friend. We got Melissa on the line. What's up with you?
All right, I'm having a problem with my man, with my guy.
All right, what's this guy doing?
So we've been dating for something like, I don't know, maybe like 2.5, almost 2.5 years, yeah.
Okay.
And it's hard to tell because of the pandemic, right? Like, I feel like it's all a blur. But he is starting to want to go out and get ready to go out and party, and I'm just not there yet with the pandemic. Like, I feel like everybody I know is starting to get the Rona again.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know what to do because I'm just I'm not ready for it. And I also don't want him just being like, all right, well, I'm going to go out party by myself all the time.
Right. So did you express to him that some of your friends are getting sick again? Does he have anybody that's getting sick that you can
everybody.
Yeah?
Everybody's getting sick. My friends, his friends, our families, everybody's starting to get it. Everybody that kind of just was able to get out of it without getting COVID is now getting it.
And you're using that as an example to him, right?
Of course, yeah, but I think he's just over it. I think he's like, you know what? I don't care at this point. I'm ready to go out.
Yeah, it's that COVID fatigue, man. People was kind of eye on the ball for a little bit. Then after a while, people just stopped caring. And the thing is, you said, how long you guys live together, you said?
We're kind of we did the COVID thing where it's we weren't living together, and now we've just been with each other so often that we quarantined together that we kind of live together, but we still have our separate places.
Oh, got it. So either way, he's going to be up underneath you a lot.
Or on top of you?
Yes, basically.
Or on top or whatever.
Depends on where you're comfortable.
Next,
yeah.
whatever.
So basically, if he goes outside, you got the possibility of getting sick because of him as well.
Right. And also, what? He's just going to start going out like he's single again without me all the time? It's weird.
Yeah, no, and you have every reason to feel that way because, no one wants to get left out and no one also wants to, possibly get violated. Have you talked about maybe possibly testing him when he comes in?
I mean, but you can't really, you don't really get to a positive test immediately once you're infected,
Yeah, and she also would still, that wouldn't fix her being in the house while he's outside.
Right,
yeah.
Right.
And how comfortable are you still masking up out here in these streets?
I'm fine masking up, but it's not going to be sufficient if everybody out there is just kind of heavy breathing out there, drinking, heavy breathing all over each other.
And let me tell you, these people outside and their mouths is wide open. Man, I went to events last weekend and no mask, nowhere to be seen.
They're playing all that.
Myself included.
Is this the only issue that y'all have? Would you be interested in another boyfriend if he doesn't want to stay in the house?
I mean, I'm just now starting to consider it because I feel like he's not really taking into consideration my concerns, he's just kind of being a little selfish.
Okay.
But otherwise, we're kind of good. That's why it's annoying because it's really the only thing that we don't argue. We get along. We have fun.
And you plan on staying in the house forever?
Not forever, but damn, I mean, look at what's going on out there. Everybody's
No, I agree.
Safe.
I just wonder, in your mind, are you one of those people that's I'm really not going back outside again? Or is it all right, I just need to see some numbers go down a little bit more?
I just need to see the numbers go down, honestly.
Okay.
I'm not going to lie. I have appreciated not going into the world as much, but that doesn't mean that I'm never going to go out again. I just definitely need to see the numbers go down.
Are outside events an option?
Yeah, I think so, depending, yeah.
Okay. Well, you just got to curate your events a little bit better. But hustlers would say, y'all, because I know a lot of people probably have experienced this during the pandemic. I know some people who broke up over the fact that their other person wanted to be outside and the other person was very cautious.
Really?
And, I think they pieced it up between point A and point B. But we know the vibes, man. Hit us up, 866-HUSTLE-8, 866-487-8538. What should Shorty do? We are asking for a friend.
Based on what she said, I can understand how she's feeling, and I can understand how he's feeling. Because at this point, hey, we all going to die from something. So we might as well, we only got one life to live. We might as well go out here and live it. That's just how I feel. I mean, I feel like COVID's going to be around forever. So, I mean, you might as well just live your life the best you can.
Indeed. Appreciate your call, homie. Good morning.
I just want to say that I'm a respiratory therapist, and that's the first time I've heard anybody talking about the numbers going up in a really long time, and I appreciate her pointing that out because it is true. But you can't stay home forever, regardless, and like you said, mask up if you're going out. If you haven't gotten your vaccine, go get your vaccine. You can't live in fear forever, but you can still go out and be safe. But the numbers are on the rise, and I'm glad that she pointed that out.
Yeah, and it's wild. Go ahead, Lo.
I noticed that I don't know what you've been looking at, but on the news, and maybe my news isn't all the way right, but on the news I have been seeing the numbers go up. But what I haven't been seeing the numbers go up for is deaths. Like, yes, a lot of people are still getting infected, but they told us that would happen, right? But people are not dying in the numbers that they were dying in before. So like everybody keeps saying, we're gonna have to live with it, just like the flu. Once upon a time, the flu was a deadly virus that people were super scared of, and now that's something that's like, oh, I got the flu, and you're just like, don't cough on me, but that's it. You know what I mean? That's it. You still go outside.
Mm-hmm. And I think the biggest key on top of all that, too, because we're going to have to figure out how to live with it, we have to take the best care of ourselves as we possibly can. Eat better, exercise, make sure your lungs are good and strong, and, and just prepare yourself, man, for the elements out there. And the elements sometimes ain't just weather. I'm talking about, all these viruses that's out there, even beyond COVID, man. They even say monkeypox is trying to make a little climb back. But, you move better, you do better.
It was here before?
Years ago. But shoot, you don't want anything to get blown out of control the same way COVID did. Good morning.
Melissa's going to make some adjustments, man. I have a similar situation. My lady don't go, her mom caught COVID last year around this time, and she passed from it, after about 3 weeks in the hospital. So my lady still to this day, she rarely leaves the house. I tell her all the time, you got to figure out a way to, because we're going to be living with this. So either you're going to lock yourself away and then leave on weekends because she won't travel, none of that stuff. But I still do. I'm always outside. So I feel what she's saying, but you can't ask this man to not continue to exist and live because you're scared to live with something that, we going to live with. You can't just lock yourself in the house forever.
And then you're going to be alone forever because ultimately you're going to fall into this problem again. And having a happy medium where, okay, he could realize that it's not the safest outside right now. Maybe more people will get vaccinated. Maybe the virus will get more dormant. But it's like you can't stay inside forever, and he can't be outside all the time either. Right. Yeah,
the answer's right there in the middle, and that's what relationships supposed to be about, right? Compromise. So, you got to give a little. So does your dude, and hopefully, man, y'all could weather this storm, and y'all still be together, at the end of the summer, man.
But should she be okay? Because she said we asked her about outside activities, and she said that's okay. So is it okay, you think, if they do outside activities together, but she lets him go to the club? Because I think she had a little bit of issue about him even being in the clubs. Don't you think it's a bigger issue?
Maybe she feels left out. If he's going out all the time and she's not a part of those activities, I can understand why she would feel a certain way about that, right? Because, shoot, even if the weekends, you want to spend the weekends with the person that you rocking with, and if they out having a great time without you, you kind of feel a certain way because you can only watch so much Netflix and Hulu, right?
Well, go get COVID together. Then you definitely got to be together for at least, 5 days now, they say, 6?
Man, by the time they lap this around again, it'll be 2. It just keeps getting shorter and shorter, man. So compromise, figure it out, Melissa, and we are rooting for you in your relationship. Be sure you lock our number down, man. We can talk about it a little bit more later. 866-HUSTLE-8, 866-487-8538.
We are the Morning Hustle.